Good morning, walkers, and welcome back to Livingston, Montana. Today is Saturday, April 11th, and it is about 9 o'clock in the morning. And let's get the temperature for you. 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius, and it is snowing if you haven't noticed. Yesterday it was 65, today it's snowing. Right now you're looking at the ruins of the First Interstate Bank building that they have torn down in the last 2 days and are in the process of rebuilding a brand new building. What's the story today? Well, there are 377 cases in Montana, which is pretty good for 1 million people. You know, we have the advantage of being spread out. I'm going to switch directions because I don't want you guys getting covered up in rain or snow. Ultimately, we will have to face some snow. Wipe a little bit. As you can see, it's back to the wind. 32 degrees, not so bad without the wind. With the wind, kind of brutal. Here is the post office. Hey, give us a like and a thumbs up and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. Leave us a comment about how you're using these. Any new walking channels I should subscribe to. Any personal stories about Livingston or Montana or anything you want to share. I read all of the comments, and those that are not spam, I try to comment back to every single one. Keep my queue clean. Up ahead is the depot and the Murray Hotel on the left and the Masonic Temple on the right, which is also some shops that we'll go see. Not inside, unfortunately. This will probably be a fairly short walk, given the weather. Of course, all the restaurants and bars are closed for in-restaurant dining. You can do pickups at the Murray and most other restaurants, but they have a modified menu. Just the other side of the depot, as you might expect from the name, are the railroad tracks. Montana Rail Link. Over there is the Beanery, which has changed hands every few years since I've been here, and is always a diner. I think we've walked down that way before. Let's go this way. So this is the outside of the Murray Bar and Restaurant, connected to the bistro, which we passed, which is also connected to Gill's Goods, which is a nice little diner, and you can do takeout there. Gill's Goods used to be a shop, like a curio shop or a tourism shop, gift shop, and they had signs about Gill's Got It. This is the famed Dan Bailey shop, fly fishing shop, which has been seen better days for sure. My understanding is they're in financial difficulties at the moment. Famous fish. Cluck used to be part of the bistro conglomerate. They're trying to find something better. Their barbecue was not good, but the chicken was good. We've got Depot Park over here. It's probably called something else, but that's what I call it. Excuse me, trying to zip up and get a little bit warmer. Down here, past Windy City, is Rice, which is a Thai cuisine. I think I mentioned that in an earlier email. I'm going to go down by Timber Trails too, because that's our one of our outdoor shops, pretty much the outdoor shop. There's a hunting shop called, I think, Yellowstone Gateway Sports. But this is, if you're looking to go backpacking or something like this, this is your shop. Of course, they're pretty much closed. You can call in and they'll bring stuff out to you. And they're saying, of course, to stay healthy, you can go outside. They've got a bike shop and bike rental program. Sorry about the balance here. I'm trying to get some gloves on. Rental program that's cool. You can come into town and find out all the trails and rent a bike. Nice mountain bike. Or in the winter, you can rent skis. Coming up on Yellowstone Avenue, we are walking along Park Street, which is also Highway 89. It's the main drag. And we're going to go up here a ways and show you what is that? Mark's In-N-Out. Not the In-N-Out in California, but Mark's, which actually predates the In-N-Out in California. It dates back to the 50s or 40s or something like that. It's been around forever. It's an institution. I think mainly local beef, never frozen, and they are definite comfort food. Unfortunately, I don't think they're gonna be able to open up anytime soon. They would have probably opened up on weekends by now. Somebody and their little dog. It rained this morning and now it's snowing, so it's a bit sloppy. This is 5th Street that we're coming up on, and that's one of 3 crossings of the railroad. So if the train comes through like now, there's really only one underpass, which we've walked before on B Street. Otherwise it locks down, and they've been trying for years. Here comes a train now. They've been trying for years to get another crossing further up, but they just can't seem to get it done. There's a lot of argument. People are so busy arguing about where exactly to put it that they don't put it anywhere. Can't really tell if there's any droplets on the screen on the lens. Hopefully not. I'm really psyched about the fact that I've started using this external audio recorder. It's a huge hassle because of all the different wires and that sort of thing that I'm using, and I really should get a Zoom H2, I think. But man, the audio is so much better, I think. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Here's Small Dog Realty. They've definitely got a dog theme. They've grown a lot over the last 10 years. And we are crossing, I think this is 6th. Coming up on 7th. This to the right is one of the access roads. It's called the frontage road. It goes out to I-90 past a company called Printing for Less, which is one of the main employers here. And this is 7th Street. Mark's In and Out is on 8th, so we're almost there. So Mark's is currently owned by a guy named Scott and I believe his wife or partner. And they're open about 8 or 9 months a year usually, 8 months a year, maybe less. And it's a true drive up. They don't have any restaurant indoor seating at all. They usually have a porta potty out back for people. They just started taking credit cards a couple years ago. But it's one of the Livingston institutions. This Verizon store used to be a convenience store, and I used to live right around the corner, and I'd come over, oh my gosh, every day and get junk food. So this is 8th and Mark's In and Out beef burgers. And it sure would be nice if they could open up. People pull up here, park everywhere. It gets pretty crowded in the summer, especially early in the season. The line will be, 20 minutes long. Try and cover up the microphone from the snow hitting it. So we're going to cross Callender Street up here, Callender. Somebody's name. Somebody has had a Christmas tree disposal challenge. So to our right would be 9th Street, of course, where we went down 9th Street Island last time, or a couple walks ago. But we're on 8th. Man, is it cold. Wipe the screen. Don't be scared. Hopefully that's better. You can see how the wind's blowing snow off of these buildings. And we're in the lee of these buildings over here right now, but it's still pretty cold. Put my hood on. That was the song of Livingston, that train horn. You have to blow it at every road crossing, and of course the road crossing is right in town. When our kids were little, that used to be so frustrating. Maybe going down for a nap and that horn would start going off. I'm gonna cross over. See if I get a better windbreak. Another swipe with the lens. Alright. It's kind of crazy. The wind is so cold, so my face and hands are freezing, but my core is almost sweating under my jacket. All right, we're crossing, I think it's Lewis. This taupe-colored building off to the right is kind of interesting. It used to be a church, and somebody 10 or so years ago bought it and converted it to a big house. It's really nice inside. A little bit of an odd layout, but it's pretty nice. Okay, so we, I didn't call out the streets, but we crossed Clark and Geyser, and now we're coming up on Crawford. And this 8th Street that we're on will dead end into Fleshman's Creek that we walked along the other day. So we're gonna make a left over here to 7th and take the footbridge. And then it's gonna get a little windy. That rattling sound is the snow hitting the microphone. Or maybe it's my jacket. That's probably what it is. That's fun. Here's Fleshman's Creek again. We're going to cut across the park and go to the river. Oof, duh. Better wipe that again. Oh, somebody left a tennis ball. Stuck over here. I want to show you something. This used to be a wading pool, I don't know, 20 or 30 years ago. Excuse me. And some private citizens, took it upon themselves to put in the effort to fill it with sand and then create this meditative labyrinth out of river rock, which is really kind of cool, I think. It's a labradile, I guess. Freeze your frame and read about it there. Excuse me. Cold wind's making my nose run. This whole area in these cottonwoods, when the river comes up high enough, it'll flood. The groundwater comes up and there'll be 4, 5, 6 inches of water in there. All right, now we're down to the river again. Currently headed downstream. Couple of geese. You can see that the river is got some, what we say, it has some color to it, and it's because yesterday it was 65 and the water up high started to melt, bring silt down into the main stem of the river, and it's a delayed thing, right? So this water and this silt was melted out yesterday. Or last night. I mean, it was above 30. So. But you can see, you see that wind really howling along. All right, it is cold, so I think I'm gonna call it. And also, I think my oh, there's a little puppy. My microphone's getting wet. So, happy Easter to everybody tomorrow that celebrates that. I don't know what the greeting is for Passover, but I think that was a couple days ago. Leave a comment, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Thanks so much for joining us. And in the meantime, happy walking.